Okay, picture this. A beat-up strip of metal boxes in some random parking lot, quietly raking in cash while the world loses its mind over crypto crashes and rent hikes. Sounds nuts, right? That's self-storage investing. And it's the sneakiest way to stack real estate money without losing your sanity. Forget what you've heard about needing a fat wallet or a fancy degree. I'm about to spill how regular folks like my cousin Dave, who barely finished high school, turned a rusty storage lot into a six-figure side gig. In the next half hour, I'll unpack the whole game. How to snag these deals, why they're tougher than a recession, and a trick or two that'll make your jaw drop. Don't bail yet. This isn't some dry investing 101 snooze fest. It's real, it's weird, and it's yours if you stick around. So, real estate, everyone's obsessed, right? Flipping houses, renting condos, blah blah blah. But self-storage? It's like the awkward cousin who shows up to the party, doesn't say much, and leaves with all the cash. Here's why it's secretly brilliant. You're not fixing toilets at midnight or begging tenants to pay up. People just dump their junk, old couches, dusty boxes, that creepy doll collection, and hand you money to babysit it. And get this, when the economy goes belly up, self-storage doesn't flinch. People lose jobs, downsize, move back with mom. Guess where their stuff ends up? Locked in your units, paying you $100 a month? I dug into some numbers, don't yawn yet, and found self-storage demand's been climbing like 7% a year, even when everything else was imploding. Stocks? One tweet from some billionaire and you're toast. Crypto? Good luck sleeping at night. But storage? It's boringly predictable in the best way, plus, you can borrow big to buy it. Banks love this stuff, and only toss in a little of your own cash. My buddy Sarah snagged a $2 million facility with 200 grand down. Insane, right? Now here's the gut punch. Every month you sit on your hands, prices creep up, and some other schmuck grabs the deal. Most people tank at real estate because they chase sexy trends or buy money pits. Self-storage is the opposite. It's quiet, it's steady, and it's about to change your life. Alright, let's rip the lid off this thing. You're probably wondering, how the heck do I even jump in? It's not like there's a self-storage for dummies aisle at the bookstore. Here's the raw, unfiltered scoop. Less textbook, more barstool wisdom. First off, you've got options and they're not what you'd guess. You could buy a beat-to-hell facility that's already making money. Think of it like adopting a scrappy dog with a loyal fan base. Or build one from scratch if you're into playing architect. Me, I'd say partner up, find some rich retiree who's bored and split the profits. My buddy Jake did that. He's 28, broke as a joke, and now co-owns a place pulling $60,000 a year. Pick what fits your vibe, cash now or empire later. Now finding a deal, that's where it gets juicy. Everyone's out there whining, the market's too hot. Nah, they're just lazy. Try this, Google self-storage near me, jot down 10 owners and send them a note. Something chill like, hey, love your spot, ever think about selling? Half won't reply, but one might bite. I know a lady who scored a $1.2 million facility because the owner was sick of the game. Or dig into tax lion auctions. Counties unload properties when folks skip taxes. You might snag a gem for peanuts. Foreclosures too. Hit up banks, play detective. It's scrappy, but that's where the gold hides. Here's the wild card. You don't need a pile of cash. Ever heard of seller financing? You sweet-talk the owner into letting you pay over time. Say it's $800,000. You slap down $80,000, they carry the rest, and rent covers the note. Boom, you're in. Or lease it first. Run the place, stack the profits, then buy it later. I met this guy, Tony, who teamed up with his old boss, $0 down, and now they've got 2 facilities. It's less about money, more about hustle. Okay, how do you know it's not a dud? There's this thing called NOI, fancy term for money left after bills. Say you've got 80 units at $90 each, that's $7,200 a month. Subtract taxes, electric, whatever, maybe $2,500. You're at $4,700. Divide that by the price, $600,000, and you get a 9% cap rate. Solid if it's over 7%. Peak at occupancy too. If it's half empty, you've got room to jack rents or toss up a billboard. It's less rocket science, more gut check. Fast forward 10 years, you buy one, tweak it, milk it dry, reinvest the cash, grab another, refinance, repeat. My cousin's on his fourth now. He's 35, barely works, and pulls $200,000 a year. It's not overnight, but it's not brain surgery either. Before you go all in, let's talk about the stuff that'll trip you up if you're not paying attention. Self-storage isn't a fairy tale. Mess this up, and you're eating ramen instead of counting cash. First, trap paying too darn much. You see a shiny facility, get all weepy-eyed and overbid. Next thing you know, you're broke and it's barely breaking even. Stick to the numbers. Cap rate's your lifeline. If it smells off, bolt. Then there's the sneaky costs. Yeah, storage is chill, no tenants trashing the place, but things break. A busted lock, a storm ripping the roof. Budget 15% of your take for that junk. My pal Greg ignored this, then a flood hit, and he's still paying it off. Location's a killer too. Buy in some ghost town because it's cheap and you're stuck with tumbleweeds instead of tenants. Scout spots where people are moving, think new subdivisions or college towns. I passed on a deal once, middle of nowhere, and it's still vacant 3 years later. Last one running dry. Surprise tax bill, a tenant sues over a lost mattress, you need a cushion. 6 months worth, minimum. I've seen cocky newbies blow it all up front, then cry when the first hiccup hits. Keep some stash, seriously. Sidestep these, and you're laughing all the way to the bank. So there you go. Self-storage, the scrappy little cash machine you didn't know you needed. It's tough as nails, pays steady, and you can start without selling your soul. What's next? Get out there, call an owner, poke around online, see what's cooking. Don't overthink it, just move. Want more? Click that video popping up now. I'll show you how to sniff out a killer storage deal faster than you can say profit. Oh, and hit me up in the comments, what's freaking you out about this? I'll sling you a tip to shake it off. Subscribe if you're in. Let's make some money together.